This is WCTV, Thomasville, Tallahassee, Valdosta. From the WCTV studios, news with Gina Petici, pinpoint weather with meteorologist Rob Nucatola. This is Daybreak.
Coming up this morning on Daybreak, a tweet from an FSU football player about killing cops is sparking outrage in the law enforcement community. We'll tell you what they want done about it. And a crash late last night leaves 2 people in critical condition this morning. Good morning and thanks for waking up with Daybreak. I'm Gina Petici. Let's check in with Nate Harrington with your pinpoint forecast.
Hey, good morning, Gina. Good morning, everybody out there. Today, it'll be like a day pretty much all week, staying very summer-like, and more scattered thunderstorms will be around for us this afternoon. We're also tracking Ernesto, the 5th named tropical storm of the season. Will it impact our weather? Still a ways out, but we'll let you know on the track and your complete forecast, including that 7-day, coming up in just a little bit. Gina, back to you.
All right, thanks, Nate. Well, we begin with breaking news that happened just before midnight off of Capitol Circle Northwest. Leon County deputies say a man lost control of his older model Camaro and ran into a ditch. A woman leaving a nearing neighborhood saw him and stopped to help. As they were walking toward each other, a car came and ran into a downed power line. Then another car hit a pole that ended up falling on both the man and the woman. Officials say they were taken to the hospital and both are in critical condition. No names have been released at this time, and WCTV will continue to keep you updated as this story develops. An FSU football player is angering police around the state after being pulled over for a traffic violation. FSU defensive back Tyler Hunter tweeted, "Kill cops." As Whitney Ray tells us, police organizations are demanding action.
Banned from tweeting, FSU's football team is paying the price for one player's tirade against police officers. In a series of tweets by defensive back Tyler Hunter following a traffic stop, he writes, "Kill cops." Then moments later, "If I said it, I meant it." The "Kill Cops" lyric is from a rap song by Lil Boosie, who is currently in prison on drug convictions. The name of the song isn't fit for television. The tweets have sparked outrage among Florida police officers. The president of the Fraternal Order of Police fired off this letter to FSU's president and head football coach Jimbo Fisher. In it, it reads, quote, "To publicly advocate the murder of police officers is outrageous and hateful." Fisher banned his team from tweeting and has Hunter going through a counseling program with the university's police chief. The program will teach Hunter the dangers police face every day. FSU students say the punishment fits the crime.
If you did mean it, then yeah, it's great. If you didn't, it's still a good experience.
Jimbo's doing the right thing, I feel.
But it might not be good enough for police who saw 13 of their own killed in the line of duty in 2011 and 3 more killed so far this year. Whitney Ray, WCTV Eyewitness News, Tallahassee.
Now, after Hunter finishes his sensitivity program, Coach Fisher says the sophomore will make a public apology to police. Florida Governor Rick Scott is wading into the fray over the looming federal budget cuts, and Thursday Scott asked leaders of Congress to stop potential defense cuts that he called devastating for the state's economy. Scott said as many as 39,000 jobs could be lost if automatic spending cuts take effect in January. The cuts are part of a deficit reduction plan approved by Congress last year. Now, Scott has previously criticized federal spending. He rejected billions of dollars awarded to Florida for a high-speed rail project. The governor has defended cutting public jobs in state and local government as a way to help the economy. More than 3 million Floridians are enrolled in Medicaid, the state-run health care program for the poor, and many of them depend on prescription drugs, and until now, they've been able to fill their order with a local pharmacist. But now that's beginning to change. State leaders have voted to privatize Medicaid, and as Troy Kinsey explains, the result is causing an outcry from patients and pharmacists.
From pills to liquids, inhalers to rubs, you'll find all your prescription needs right here at your neighborhood pharmacy. But for 250,000 Florida Medicaid patients, it's no longer an option. Medicaid's being privatized, farmed out to insurance companies and HMOs that are now requiring patients to get their drugs through the mail. Like a lot of folks, Rita Marshall is outraged, worried a mail-order company 1,000 miles away may not pick up on a potentially fatal drug interaction.
Those are cardiac memories, you know, that you felt that we've been with this doctor, we've been with this pharmacy 5 generations. We just the new kid on the block. And we don't need no new kid on the block. We need to deal with the familiar faces and the familiar service that we have been used to getting in the long run.
The mail-order mandate could also lead to a life-or-death challenge for Florida's independent pharmacies. Many of them rely on local business to get by, and without it, they may well go out of business, and that could pose a quandary for state leaders. Leaders who have made growing Florida businesses a top priority. Now they're being sued by the Florida Pharmacy Association for turning their back on that pledge and making the mailbox a patient's only way to get the drugs they need. But the GOP lawmakers behind Medicaid privatization say with money tight, it's all about making tough choices.
If we don't fix this system right now, the only answer we have is to amputate it. And we cannot go down that road. We need this system.
But Rita says she needs a system she can depend on, one that values her health no matter what the cost.
Would you mail order a bride? And to me, this is the same thing. It's more important because this is medicine.
And now it's a fight that's heading to court. Troy Kinsey, WCTV Eyewitness News, Tallahassee.
The state agency that runs Florida's Medicaid program is on the receiving end of that lawsuit. It was filed in Tallahassee just last week. Well, it turns out humans aren't the only ones getting skin cancer. Scientists discovered the cancer in wild fish in Australia's Great Barrier Reef region. The findings published online by the journal PLOS ONE showed about 15% of the coral trout had a form of melanoma. Researchers noticed the dark spots on the normally bright-colored fish, and while they initially thought the patches were caused by an infection, it was later determined to be cancer. Scientists believe ultraviolet radiation is to blame for the cancerous lesions. And researchers may have found a way to help convert the fat we store in our bodies into energy. And if you could own your own home, it could be better for your health. Manuel Gallegos reports.
Americans are smoking fewer cigarettes these days, but the use of pipe tobacco and cigars is up, according to a new CDC report. Cigarette consumption is way down, nearly 30% since the year 2000. But the use of non-cigarette smoked tobacco in pipes and cigars is up 123%. The CDC calls the growing use of cigars among young people alarming. Researchers at Columbia University may have found a way to help convert the fat we store in our bodies into energy. Humans have 2 types of fat tissue, white and brown. White tissue stores energy, while brown tissue burns energy. Columbia researchers are looking into specific enzymes that may help convert the white fat to brown, possibly leading to treatments for obesity and diabetes. And if you own your home, it could be better for your health. A new study published in the Annals of Allergy, Asthma, and Immunology finds that Americans are less likely to improve their home environment if they are renters. The study showed allergy sufferers who own their home are more likely to wear a mask while vacuuming, more likely to keep their pets out of their bedrooms, and more likely to get rid of carpeting to keep their homes dust-free. And that's a look at the day's top health stories. I'm Manuel Gallegos, CBS News, New York.
And coming up next, Nate Harrington joins us for a look at this weekend's weather forecast. And later, another fast food restaurant is supporting Chick-fil-A after continuous backlash toward their president. We'll have the details after the break.